I got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy C Wars here, man. I'm about to do another reaction. It's reaction time. I see that there's a video posted by Limitless Imprint ENT. Basically a Joyner Lucas I'm Not Racist remix, second perspective. So I didn't know that this existed, or else I would have checked it out sooner. I did not react to Joyner Lucas I'm Not Racist because I watched it already. So there's no point in me reacting to it when I already watched it. But I know it stirred up a lot of controversy, got a lot of conversation started. So I'm interested to see what this second perspective posted is really about. So I mean, let's go ahead and check this one out without further ado. Let's see what they talking about, man. Let's go. Okay, so there's a little viewer discretion is advised. Looks like they're saying it's inspired by Joyner Lucas I'm Not Racist, and it's just a spoken word. So I don't know if that means that there's gonna be no beat, just a cappella, but let's go. Let's see. But there is a little disclaimer there, so I guess they're letting you know it's not gonna be something that maybe you expect to see. It might be something different or whatever. I think they're just really trying to cover themselves for whatever might be, you know, said in this video. Who knows? But whatever. Let's see.
How you like to say nigga this and nigga that, but get mad because we want to say it too. You're a hypocrite. I'm trying to understand why you're so angry all the time, but it really is hard to do. And you want to bring up slavery all the time, but that was a long time ago. I think it's best if you just get over it, because we already said sorry. You think it makes it better when you're out here screaming Black Lives Matter? Don't you know how racist that is? All lives matter, not just yours. And just because I say all lives matter doesn't mean you have to get offended. See, this is why we always call you angry, because that's what you act like, an angry black woman. And then you turn around and complain about your men leaving you and want to blame us. I don't have pity for you. I can't. Because if you quit the twerking and all the ghetto things you do, you know, all the yelling and cussing and shit, they wouldn't be leaving you. If you would just, you know, fix up your hair a little bit and not have it look so nasty.
Okay, so aside from the content, because, you know, obviously it is a second perspective, and instead of having, you know, black male and a white male, they obviously have a black woman and a white woman. So I get the second perspective, that makes sense. But aside from that, I guess the whole spoken word is, you know, them just kind of talking, you know what I mean? They're not really like riding the beat. It's not really rapping, you know what I'm saying? To where it's like Joyner Lucas was actually rapping, you know, he was spitting. She's just kind of talking, you know what I mean? Talking over the beat. And I guess that's the whole spoken word point. So I got that. And the second perspective, you know, I could see why they would want to do this, you know, black woman, white woman. So I got that. And then so far, the content is pretty much on par with what you would expect if you watch the first video. So, I mean, it makes sense. So far, I see where they're going with this, and, you know, let's see how the rest of it plays out.
Things will be a lot better for you. You can't expect them or even us to love you as you are when all you do is wear weaves and wigs. Why not love your natural self? It's like you're proud to be fake. I'm not racist. I'm just coming to you as a woman, trying to give you advice on how you could keep your man. You're so eager to call us racist, but I'm not racist. Don't you know my best friend's cousin is black? And not just that, but so is my coworker. And we go out for drinks all the time. See, I'm not racist. I voted for Obama, and if he could have been reelected, I would have voted again. See, I'm not racist. You're always trying to pull the race card, but I don't see color. Believe it or not, we go through the same things. And just because I'm white doesn't mean I'm privileged. I'm not rich, and I struggled growing up just like you. I know what it's like to live on Section 8. My parents only gave me a small loan of $1 million to go to college. I had to work for the rest. You think it was fucking easy for me? I had to work for this shit. I had to earn this shit. I bust my ass working long hours and paying taxes. I don't get to lie on my back like you and sit around waiting on government.
Okay, so she really going in. And I guess from a white female's perspective, there's people out there who feel that way, and she's just going in as far as how she feels, you know, towards black females, you know, maybe their mentality or whatever. So she's really going in on her perspective. But I know Joyner Lucas's video, the white guy was basically lip syncing his words. So I'm not sure if this is this girl that's actually speaking. But if it's not, then she's doing a really good job, because it kind of sounds like that could be her. You know what I mean? A lot of people didn't know that Joyner Lucas was neither one of those guys. You know, they thought Joyner Lucas was at least one of them in the video, people who weren't familiar with them. So who's ever, you know, behind this, they're doing a good job as far as making me believe that this is really that girl's voice, if it's not, you know. And that's exactly what Joyner Lucas did with his video. So I mean, so far everything is pretty much on par, you know, with the first video. As far as everything else that can be, of course, the quality, as far as like the visual quality, that stuff isn't necessarily up to par. But I mean, come on now, you know, they got to work with what they got to work with. But everything else so far is definitely on par. So I just wanted to point out that they're doing a good job with making me believe that that's that girl's voice, you know what I mean? If it's not her, it could be her, but if it's not, then they're doing a good job, just like Joyner Lucas did in his video. But anyway, let's get back to it.
To assistance, what is there to be so mad about? You want to be mad at us when you should be getting your priorities straight instead of having kids left and right. And you want to blame our cops for killing your men. Why not tell your men to stop being thugs? You want to be mad at us, blame Trump, blame everyone but your own damn race. Your kind is out here killing each other day and night, and you expect us to feel pity when cops do their job and kill a couple thugs? What's so hard about them giving out an ID when asked? What's so hard about them just fucking complying? You want to make us all look so bad and blame us. Blame us for this, blame us for that. Is there anything you niggas take blame for? If your race would stop trying to make everything about race, we wouldn't have these problems. See, I try to embrace your culture and connect us, but you complain about me trying to steal your shit? I'm not racist. It's just my opinion. I wish I understood where you were coming from, but I just can't understand why you're so mad for it. And talking about this race stuff, it just makes me uncomfortable. Us women have to stick together. I wish you could see that.
Real quick, my bad, y'all. I had some little technical difficulties with my screen, but we back on it. But anyway, it seemed like the first girl is done. She's done talking, kind of on par with, you know, what Joyner Lucas did in his first video. Now they about to hear the other side. You know, we about to hear what the young black lady's about to say. But I'm kind of confused with the whole Starbucks. I feel like that's being focused a lot. I don't know if that's supposed to be part of their thing. Like, what's up with the Starbucks cup? Anyways, but let's get into the second half.
Us women have to stick together? You're right. I like that. Except here we go again, Becky. I find it quite funny how you sit here and feed me lies about how much you care and want to understand what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. You take me for some kind of fool, don't you? The same way you talk to all these other coons that seek your acceptance, you think you're going to get away with trying that with me? Sis, please. You don't think I know the joy y'all get from every side of privilege you receive with your order of white? Yeah, it's uncomfortable, and that's why y'all never want to listen. You want to tell me to forget about slavery? That shit was not that long ago. You want to try to erase my history, whitewash the textbooks, but think an apology makes up for it? Nobody asked for your bullshit apology, but you decided to give it anyways. And let me just clarify that nobody blames you for supposedly taking our men. I'm sorry if you really thought your advice was necessary, because see, let's talk about it. Our food is always seasoned nice and right, and no matter how nappy you think our hair is, you still try to find a secret to get in this amazing 4C. And the big booty that makes you see me as unhealthy was given to me by my mama, all natural and healthy. The only thing stopping me from being a so-called trophy wife is the fact that I gotta work 3 jobs to get my family where I want them to be. Governmental assistance? You mean the shit y'all stay at home and soak up while y'all inhale a couple drugs? Cut it out. And stop trying to talk to us like we're stupid. Like because we use slang terms, we're less educated. Proved to be most educated, yet most stereotyped. Our education isn't measured nor associated with our use of colloquial euphemisms. Our ebonics is cultural, not remedial. I'll give you a minute.
Okay.
And let me address the...
Like, she using some pretty big words. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have to give me a minute too to kind of go in the dictionary and look that joint up. You know what I'm saying? But you know, obviously it's the same thing as the first video. You know, Joyner Lucas's original video. She's kind of going back at her. I kind of prefer, you know, Joyner Lucas's, of course, because this is just spoken word, and I think that's why they put that viewer discretion advised, because his was more fluid. It was more, you know what I mean, the beat was hitting harder. They were actually spitting. Joyner Lucas is a rapper, granted, you know, whoever did this is probably just maybe a poet, so I see the differences, but she's definitely making an attempt at giving this perspective, which I do respect, and I think it's pretty dope. So
fact that it's not that you always want to take what we make. I'm glad we could be trendsetters. It's the fact that somehow it always gets lost in translation. Like, we give you cornrows, you brand them into boxer braids. We give you bantu knots, you market them as mini buns. Are you fucking serious? We give you the same hoop earrings, long nails, weaves and wigs, the twerking, the cussing, all the shit you call ghetto that makes you address me as a hood rat. Just to turn around and do the same shit. Just to turn around and do the same shit and be glorified for it. Talk about some fucking privilege. But yeah, you're still gonna sit here and believe that because you're white, you're not privileged? Why the fuck do I even bother explaining this shit to you? It must be nice, right? To criticize and torment my culture, yet be able to steal it, make it your own and be celebrated for it. It must be nice to not worry about the men in your life stepping outside because they're always protected. You don't know what it's like to go out for snacks and end up lying dead on your back. Your kids don't go to the park and have to worry about being gunned down for playing with fake toys. You don't know. You can't even imagine what this shit feels like. I dread the day I have to explain to my son why he's 6 times more likely to die than yours. Or the day I have to tell my daughter she's more susceptible to human trafficking and rape, and that God forbid she ever disappeared, the media won't have anything to say because the color of her skin doesn't make her important enough to be found. You get pulled over for a traffic stop and don't think twice about losing your life. But my man can't tell me he got pulled over without me panicking, praying he'll make it out the situation without being shot because his blackness was too much for your man to handle. Thinking about how to reach for his ID without making it seem like he has a weapon, because even yelling I don't have a weapon works. My son can't tell me he's going out without me worrying about whether or not he'll make it back home because his hoodie was too suspicious. You don't have these fucking worries. And so this is why y'all walk around calling me angry all the time. I'm not angry. I'm not angry at all, actually. I'm pissed the fuck off. Pissed the fuck off because you really think because your best friend Allie has a boyfriend named Tyrone, it makes you black. Because you really think my black looks better on you after years of telling me my melanin was too much. Because you really sit here and itch to call us racist just because we won't let you say nigga. My nigga. You really think you could be black without being black? Because you really want to be black until it's time to be black, and then it's fuck all this nigga shit, right? Because you really think Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group, yeah, you praise the KKK. Until the day you wake the fuck up and see it for what it really is. Until the day you put yourself in my shoes without the judgments. Until you realize how much privilege you have because of the color of your skin. Until you stand up for my people instead of tearing us down, there will never be unity. It starts with you.
okay. Got a little couple like messages on the screen at the end. Okay, I definitely respect it. It was a second perspective that I could definitely see. I could definitely see being someone's reality. You know what I mean? So it was interesting. It kind of looks like it would be like a dope school project. I'm not sure if somebody did this for a school project, but it's something that, you know, that's what goes into my head. Like somebody was like, oh, I'm gonna do this for a school project. Maybe they had something coming up. And that's kind of like the feel I got from it. But it was dope though. It was dope. Obviously the girl who, you know, did the spoken word, I don't know if she wrote everything. She's not one of these two girls, just like Joyner Lucas isn't one of the two guys in his video. They were actors. So I'm guessing that these two ladies were actors as well, because they had the same voice and everything, just like Joyner Lucas. But it was dope, definitely dope. I mean, you got to hear both perspectives as well. You know, both going back and forth with the, you know, constant issues that we always, you know, come up with. But it was dope. If it was a school project, I would have gave it an A. You know, straight up, I would have gave it an A. If it wasn't, if it was just something that, you know, somebody wanted to do, I respect it. It was dope. You know what I mean? Give that second perspective and put a different spin on it. I prefer Joyner Lucas's version better, not just for the visual quality, just because I prefer to, you know, he's a rapper, so I prefer to, you know, just the flow and riding the beat, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't necessarily about that. I felt like this was about more so the message, and they did a good job. You know, whoever was behind this, you know, they did a good job. I respect it. So, but anyways, that's my reaction. It's your boy C Wars. Sorry if I sound a little weird. I'm a little sick. You know, that January cold weather, you feel me? You know, trying to get over this. But anyway, it's your boy C Wars official on YouTube, C Wars on Snapchat, and I'm going to see y'all next time, man. I'm out. Peace.